Good morning. This is a special coverage of the coronavirus crisis using the combined forces of News 5 and Signal TV's 1 News, Radio 5, and 1PH. The President has approved the IATF resolution extending the Enhanced Community Quarantine, or ECQ, in high-risk areas up to May 15 to stop the spread of COVID-19. The ECQ will run until May or mid-May in all LGUs in Metro Manila, the 5 provinces of Calabarzon, as well as in Bataan, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Albay, Catanduanes, and the island of Mindoro. The provinces of Benguet, Pangasinan, Tarlac, and Zambales are also placed under extended quarantine, but presidential spokesman Harry Roque says this may change by April 30. In the Visayas, the provinces of Antique, Iloilo, Aklan, Capiz, Cebu, and Cebu City are also placed under extended ECQ, but these are subject to rechecking according to Roque. The ECQ until May 15 is in Davao del Norte, Davao City, Davao de Oro, which is formerly known as Compostela Valley, is also up for rechecking. The President placed the entire island of Luzon on lockdown in mid-March. The move suspended public transportation, shut down schools and malls, and placed residents under strict orders to stay home. All other provinces that are not under ECQ until May 15 will be placed under General Community Quarantine, or GCQ, which Roque describes as the new normal. This means employees in low-risk industries can work in phases. Persons aged 0 to 20 years old and those 60 years old and above, as well as people with high health risks, must stay home too. Non-leisure stores in malls will be allowed to open. Non-workers can go out to buy essential goods, while public transportation will be permitted to operate, but at a reduced capacity. LGUs shall also enforce night curfew for non-workers, while the cash subsidy originally intended for GCQ areas will be reprioritized for residents in ECQ places. Higher educational institutions should finish classes and give credits to students. Priority construction projects will resume subject to the guidelines to be issued by the DPWH. Seaports and airports may operate to keep the flow of goods going. The President opened his address by lambasting the New People's Army for allegedly attacking soldiers who are bringing cash aid to far-flung areas. The President threatened to declare martial law if, and we quote, lawlessness persists. Meanwhile, Finance Secretary Sonny Dominguez says the government has shelled out over 350 billion pesos for COVID-19 measures. The Chief Executive then slammed former Senator Antonio Trillanes IV, who has been picking on the government for not spending enough during the pandemic.
Walang alam na ito si Trillanes. Nagsasalita ng trillion ng hangin. Trillion of cubic meters of air in your head. And it is too tight. That is why para kang buang sa salita ka ng trillion. Batukan mo raw ako? Sabihin ko sa driver ko, sampalin ka. Ang driver ko lang, utosan ko, kaya handyan ka lang. Ang tingin ko sa iyo, ka-level mo, driver.
The President then appealed to the public to sit still, stay at home, and wait until a vaccine becomes available. In line with this, the President raised the reward for any Filipino who can invent a COVID-19 vaccine. From 10 million pesos, the President says he will give 50 million pesos, up to 100 million pesos if the vaccine satisfies him.
I'm raising the bounty to 50 million. Basta ako ngayon, 50 million ako. Kung ang Pilipino makakuha ng, yung alam ng Amerikano, yung mga puti, yung sa Europe, alam rin ng Pilipino yan. So, pabilisan lang yan.
For now, Cabinet Secretaries reminded the public to refrain from panic buying or hoarding. They promised that the country is not running out of food.
Hindi tayo magkaka-shortage, kaya pinapaalala natin sa taong bayan na huwag magpapanik dahil kahit
enhanced community quarantine, ay napakadami ho nating pagkain.
Overall, mayroon tayong sapat po na pagkain. Yung initial days lang yung mayroon mga sobrang mahigpit sa kanayunan, mas lalo sa barangay na nag-checkpoint. So doon tayo nagka-prone a little problem. But over this time now, hanggang ngayon na ay okay na po yung food supplies, yung movement. Kasi simulat sa pool naman, ang ITF ay nagsabi na there is unhampered movement ng mga cargoes, both food and non-food.
And finally, the President admitted that government agencies need more funding to provide assistance and services related to COVID-19. But the Chief Executive says his hands are tied.
Ako ho, dependent ako sa Congress. Itong Congress, especially yung lower house, ika nga sa English, the purse. Ibig sabihin, hindi ako makagastos ng pera hanggang hindi sabihin ng House, then approval by the Senate, pero manggaling talaga sa House, na sige, bigyan ka namin ng 300 billion na hangin para magamit mo. Yung 300 million, kukolektahin pa po yan. Wala kong ready money, sabi mo nandyan.
The Philippines is taking part in a global clinical trial headed by the World Health Organization. Called the Solidarity Trial, the program will compare treatment modalities being employed by different countries to find out which drugs slow the progress or the progression of COVID-19 or improve the patient's chances of survival. The Health Department has enrolled some 500 patients from 20 hospitals nationwide into the program. The patients will undergo different treatment modalities or methods. Drugs that will be used have been deemed safe by the Food and Drug Administration. The WHO will be sending different drugs for the trial. While waiting for those, the DOH will be using what's available in the country. Other than the WHO-led Solidarity Trial, the Philippine health experts will also be conducting clinical trials by Avigan, produced by Fuji Films Group's Toyama Chemical. The drug is used to treat influenza. It also took part in clinical trials against the Ebola virus disease. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe has been touting the drug's efficacy in helping alleviate symptoms of the coronavirus infection. With more and more medical workers getting infected with the coronavirus, the health department says it is going to need a lot more doctors, nurses, and other health professionals in the next few days. The DOH is hoping to hire around 15,000 additional staff who will be assigned to referral hospitals to fight COVID-19. The problem is, the department says it does not have enough money for mass hiring. Currently, the budget has room for less than 900 new hires. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere says 7 facilities have already requested for additional workers. Families who lost their homes to fire in Happyland, Tondo last Saturday were finally able to smile once more after receiving relief operations sent by the MVP group of companies. Patricia Mangune with the story.
Various foundations under the MVP group of companies have joined forces to provide relief packs to about 1,500 families of Barangay 105 in Happyland, Tondo, Manila.
Nagsani puwersa sa MVP Group. Kasama na dito ang Metro Pacific Foundation, One Meralco, Maynilad, Alagang Kapatid Foundation, at saka ang Makati Med. At lahat po ng ni-request ni Father Dodong ay binigay namin, mga banig, kumot, pagkain, tubig, at saka hygiene kit.
Their homes were reduced to ashes last Saturday after fire razed the community. The fire victims are temporarily staying in evacuation sites like the San Pablo Apostol Parish Church. To prevent overcrowding, only one representative from each family lined up to present the family card and claim the relief packs.
Nakikipag-coordinate sa parish para at least orderly distribution. As you can see, kinukuha na lang nila eh. As much as possible, wala nang hand-to-hand na transfer.
With a huge number of people, Parish Social Communications Officer Jaime Renz Resurreccion admits it's a challenge to maintain social distancing.
We are doing our best in order to maintain social distancing in coordination with barangay. However, because of the surge of the people, ang dami kasi talagang tao nahihirapan kami na ma-maintain ito. Actually, isa yun sa mga concern. Good thing na dito sa barangay 105 and 100, wala pang COVID cases.
Despite the challenges they're currently facing, victims are thankful that at least they have a roof over their heads.
Sobrang pagod, tapos di na namin alam kung anong gagawin namin kung saan kami magsisimula. Kasi siyempre kahit papano, naiisip pa rin namin yung mga pundar namin na kahit ganito lang ang kalagayan namin, nakaipon pa rin kami ng gamit namin. Pero hindi na namin maibalik, nai-imagine na lang namin, kaya wala na kami magawa, sayang. Safety po kami dito kasi nasa simbahan po kami.
They're grateful for the donations they received. They're also looking forward to rebuilding their homes.
Sa mga tumulong po sa amin, maraming salamat kahit papano. Kahit ganito kami, nasunugan kami, may grasyang dumating sa amin. Kulang na lang po sa amin yung kahoy, pako, tsaka yero para magpapatayo na kami ng bahay namin. Yan lang sana pong hiling namin. Matulungan po kami na makapagpagawa ng bahay. Kahit yero, pako lang sana. Yan yung hiling namin. Salamat po. Thank you po.
For News 5, Patricia Mangune. We are One News.
That's the latest on the enhanced and expanded community quarantine in Luzon. For more updates, follow News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. I'm Ed Lingao. We are One News.